Good morning. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd. My name is Lisa Maxwell. I'm here to do a reading. We'll again use the Tarot of the Cat People by Kuykendall. This is a great deck. I love it. It's definitely an 80s deck. The artwork was made by an Italian artist and in the 80s, you can tell. It's kind of cool. So we had a great reading yesterday. I look forward, if you have any thoughts about how that reading worked out for you, yeah, post them in the comments. It's a great way to any kind of interaction with the messages that are here, which are for everybody. These are messages for everybody. They're my daily reading that I'm going to do for myself, but I'm part of the collective. We're all here, part of the collective. Queen of Wands is now coming up. Hello, Queen of Wands. King of Wands came up yesterday. So talking about him a little bit. Yes, granted, this is the Tarot of the Cat People, but the King of Wands came up twice. It came up on Sunday's reading and they came up yesterday. And so what I realized is that the cats in both of these pictures, both of these individuals have cats. The King of Wands had a cat on his head, and so does this one. I also kind of noticed that there's almost a halo around that. There was also one in the King of Wands, if you go back and look at that video. So we have the Queen of Wands here. So where the King of Wands is, definitely that masculine, actionable, and it's going to bring in that masculine like aspect and perspective on working with fire, working with the things that we love, how we act in the situations that we love. The Queen of Wands is here, and she is a little not less fiery, but she handles her fire in a little different way because she's bringing in the divine feminine as well as to kind of counter and complement that divine masculine. So where things may have felt a little extra fiery and maybe a little hard to step into that king character in terms of handling what was going on around you, you've got the queen here with you who emphasizes once again how to be very, very creative, to use your actions in a way that is, so we talked, that word passion kept coming up off my mouth during yesterday's video. She's coming in and teaching us how to maybe temper. I'm feeling a temperance vibe here. Temper the situations so that they are a little more malleable. And again, we're keeping the home fires burning. Both of the queen and the king really are, again, in mastery of their element. And she's going to do it in a way that is, again, she's going to come at it with even more creative ways about how to express it. Maybe it's coming through, maybe you're going to funnel it through a musical, I keep thinking music, a musical, medium, that's the word I'm looking for, or writing, maybe it's going to be writing, and she, but this woman is, she's a sexy lady. She's a very sexy lady, and but she's utilizing her element, utilizing fire, utilizing her actions in a way that is alluring. As again, coming back, I think what I said in yesterday's video was about using our, like acting in a way that is like almost non-action, like drawing in. One thing I want to bring up again about the Seven of Swords that came up was that person was like, I spoke to how he wasn't really looking at those 6 other swords that were available. 6 is a number of receiving, where that 7 is the number of spirit. 6 is the number of receiving. She's a receptive energy. She can even she can receive fire and like flow it out. Any kind of feminine is going to be able to take things in and take, be very open and receptive. So this again emphasizes being receptive to the ways that you act that maybe aren't the best, but looking at them with a kind and nurturing way, being like, I would prefer to act in this way in this situation. What would be the ways that would encourage me to do that? To, again, thinking about this really creatively, like, I want this to last for the long term. How can I stay with situations, stay in a fiery situation in a non-reactive way, in a more receptive way, which may give me information, give me that 7 of Swords information about how I want to be in this situation, going not only in the now, but in the going forward. So I think that's a great read off that one card. She, like I said, she's a really creative person to show up for us today. So I really love that she has now shown up as a counter as a partner to help us. Again, again, looking at the ways that we act in a more nurturing way rather than a way, oh, so, okay, we're going to take these two, a way that would not keep the home fires burning. You know what I mean? Again, like not in a domineering way. That also came up in yesterday's reading. Oh yeah, the Empress. Holy and the Star. Okay, we can't say it any better than this. What a huge commentary on her coming out, and these just validate everything that she's about. So this is taking the Queen of Wands, it's taking the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Water Cups all in one. This is one. She embodies everything. Again, being in that very receptive energy. Just let things happen for you. It's already happening for you. And if you follow other, inspirational uh, because that's what these are. This is inspiration and it's commentary on the astrology. Check in on where your astrology is today, but it also is commentary on everything that's been happening after that Aries pile up last week. And just sit back. Everything is unfolding for you. There's no reason to be in worry and to be in the star, to be in this star energy. This is also Aquarian energy. This is being able to, so this is sitting back, like she has a full mastery of her domain, all the domains, the emotional, the mental, the material, as well as the actions that we take, the behaviors. And this star card, so she's, yeah, there she is, and she's got the number 3. That's also a number of being educated by spirit, if you will. The Holy Trinity kind of stuff, like combining all of those energies into one, a combination. And then the star card is going to be, that our ability to be able to be of service to ourselves. This is putting on that oxygen mask first, but also being able to be of service to all, because we're doing that and we are in balance. Usually the star card has a person who's like kind of on land and kind of on water. But this is the person who's able to bring the inspiration and the sustenance and the nurturing to many, many people, because they're always taking the time to also, to nurture their own endeavors, to, check in on their own actions, to look up, to be asking spirit, what is the next actionable, what is the next right step? Right? What's the next right step? Oh, if I just take a moment here, take my own breath. Aquarian energy is actually an air sign. So again, taking my own breath in order to, to maybe come back to my Empress rather than, doing too much, coming back to a place where I can be of authentic service, being of authentic service. The only way we can authentically be of service is if we are taking care of ourselves. And this little guy is very well taken care of. This talk about the cat's meow. So I think that's where I'll leave it for today. It's been my pleasure to offer you this reading. If you have any comments, like I said, like on any of the readings, you can go back to any of those and read them. And I would definitely look at yesterday's and then combine that with today's. Comment, like, share, subscribe, share it to somebody directly who you think might need it, no matter what day it is. Doesn't matter. Whenever this message finds you, it's for you. And you take what you like and you leave the rest. I'll have it up on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. You can direct message me on any of those platforms for your own personal reading. I love you. Have a great day.